Alright everyone, are you guys ready? Because it's time for One Punch Man Season 3 Hopium and Copium session. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that intro because that took like 20 minutes for me to edit. Yes, 20 minutes. But anyways, welcome to the Copium Hopium video for One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 8. Before anything, this video is purely for coping and hoping so that the episode 8 can at least look decent or watchable at best. Obviously, this whole video is plainly speculation, or I would say it like that because obviously I do not want to get in trouble for sharing information that I shouldn't. But yes everyone, episode 8 of One Punch Man Season 3 will get released in just a few days from now, and obviously we don't have the stuff list yet, and I'll be making a separate video talking about it if they release it early. But yes everyone, what makes episode 8 a noteworthy episode to have more Copium or Hopium mod? Why didn't I make a video for episode 7, for episode 5, or episode 6? Well, there are some few reasons on that. First of all, I did hear some stuff related to them outsourcing episode 6, and yes, that did actually happen, so there's that. But is it Court? How can I trust you? Exactly, how can you trust me? This entire video is literally Copium, coping so that episode 8 can at least look good, and in this case, I'm pretty positive and I'm pretty confident that it will at least reach a 5 out of 10, and that is actually pretty good in the standard of One Punch Man Season 3. Not that I'm saying that it will have a 5 out of 10 content, it might going to be better or it might going to be worse. Again, all of these are just rumors circulating around the internet, and also obviously I do have my own source on that, but for obvious reason I will not reveal who it is. But the main point that I would like to actually share is the fact that I did hear some good stuff related to episode 8. Yes, stuff behind the scenes, stuff in production of One Punch Man Season 3. Episode 8 seems to be good enough. I'm not sure which standard it is, but in this case, I really hope this could be a good representation of what the staff are actually capable of. Well, I personally don't know what expectation I should be setting for this one, since the standard is pretty low, the bar is pretty low for One Punch Man Season 3 after what we've seen. Episode 5, a pure disappointment. Episode 6, a pure disaster. Episode 7, a balance between pure disaster and a pure disappointment, and a bit of pretty good cut here and there. So the bar has been set pretty low for One Punch Man Season 3 so far. So whatever is good or whatever is actually animated or moving could probably be classified as good enough. But again, in this case, I am not sure what kind of expectation you guys should be expecting, because I'm pretty sure everyone knows what they're going to be looking forward to in this episode. And since everyone has already learned the lesson, do not get baited by the sales and all that, you guys are all telling me to stop coping, to stop hoping. But what can I do? Since everyone is rage baiting with the negativity, why can't I rage bait with the Hopium and Copium? Again, I'm supplying weekly Hopium for the One Punch Man fans who still believes that this season will be good. And I personally still believe that part of the episode or part of the season might actually still look good in the later episode of One Punch Man Season 3. Again, this might not be the best solution of accepting what is going to be served. Again, I'm tired of criticizing the same thing again and again, and I'm tired of complimenting, glazing the things again and again. So what can I do now? Cope. But in case you guys are wondering, no, I have not watched the episode itself. Again, I've only heard this information from, you could say, an insider of One Punch Man Season 3. Can't reveal the name whatsoever. But this does not mean One Punch Man Season 3 will suddenly have a rise in quality. Suddenly, there will be 24/7 Sakuga action. Suddenly, will turn into Jujutsu Kaisen and all that. Unfortunately, that is not the case for episode 8. Well, I am still positive that it will have some few great cuts. I'm still pretty concerned about the overall look and how the overall episode will be, because again, this episode will cover a huge portion of fight scenes of Flashy Flash versus Hellfire Flame and also Gale Win. But again, people out there doesn't really hype up this episode as much as they did with episode 5 and also episode 9. Apparently, since the anime producer Matsui-san pretty much say look forward to episode 5 and episode 9, since both of these episodes are pretty action-packed and we've already seen how episode 5 looks like. That's pretty much why I'm not really that hyped up about episode 9. Again, I haven't heard that much of a great thing about episode 9, and that is pretty much because I didn't hear anything about it. So it's pretty new to me that episode 9 is pretty hyped up by the anime producer themselves. But again, in the same line, they did mention episode 5, and episode 5, while it is not the worst thing that has ever been created, it is still pretty unfortunate and it is still pretty disappointing to see such an anticipated fight scene to be butchered like that. But in this case, again, episode 8 hype isn't that crazy at all. If you've seen people talking about episode 8, hyping it up, it's probably most likely because I have been talking about it. I did heard some good thing about episode 8 and people were going, oh, Easy quartered this, so it might going to be good. I would like to clarify that just because I hear that the episode will be good, I'm not sure what the standard of good it will be. Again, I did say this, episode 8 cinema, even I cannot comprehend it because I have no idea what kind of cinema it is. Again, I would like to supply more Copium and Hopium for you guys, but again, I can't do it in a misleading way and just tell you guys it will be a straight 8 out of 10 episode because it's episode 8 of One Punch Man season 3. Again, it's pretty dangerous to overhype stuff. We've already seen that with episode 5 and look at what the response of it. Every episode that goes by is literally being degraded in terms of quality. The dip in quality from episode 5 to episode 6 is literally noticeable, but I'm not really sure about episode 7. While I do understand the complaint about the usage of speed lines, but overall episode 7 isn't as bad as what people have been saying. Again, those mistakes, those 6 fingers, those band-aids, it's really normal when you have a production this tight. Again, people don't really understand that they have only a few months, and the fact that the episode so far has been largely outsourced to their subcontracting studio in China. Tons of mismanagement happens. This kind of mistakes usually happen when, first of all, the episode is outsourced. The series director Jushin Penaga is pretty much busy with a season worth of storyboards in his hand, to the point where he can't even supervise the episodes he wants to, and the fact that each episode has its own deadline, so they just need to submit the episode on time so that they don't get in trouble, and this is what they get. A rush project's final product will always be a half-baked one, and this is what One Punch Man Season 3 is facing right now. Even if you have the most talented director working on this, with this hellish of a production, staff allocation that is a mess, and tons of mismanagement in terms of outsourcing of an episode, this is what you'll get in the final product. So who can we blame? Should we blame the animators? No, but they're the one that puts the neon filter. Do you really think they would like to spam everything if they're not in a rush to pour their creativity in it? No. Who should we blame then? The higher-ups of JC stuff and also the production committee. Did Bandai give them such a short time? Who knows? Maybe Bandai gave them a pretty decent time and the higher-ups of JC just messed up because they pick up too many anime and it ended up getting this kind of treatment. Who knows? Again, we can't truly pinpoint which of this is the problem, but it's definitely not the animators' fault because they're just there to work on an episode that you'll be watching, but yet some people are harassing them. It's really unfortunate. Again, the statement from Takashi Hashimoto, well, it is very questionable why he mentioned the illegal part, because again, their perceptions on overseas audiences has always been pretty bad in terms of us pirating the anime, because it has been a huge deal in the anime industry. So I'm glad people corrected him on that. But again, just because of his statement saying the more you bully us, the more we will disappear, that doesn't mean you shouldn't criticize the final product. What he's trying to emphasize is the fact that you don't go and attack the stuff. You don't go and harass the stuff. Is it that complicated? I really don't understand. But anyways, this is a Hopium Copium video, so let's not get too serious. I'm sorry for being too crazy on that topic, but it's really triggering me on how some people are just twisting people's word. But either way, this video is called Hopium and Copium, not dooming. And me, myself, I personally do still have hope in episode 8, but afterwards, if it doesn't turn out the way I am expecting it to be, and it's a GG. With that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. Let's hope after the episode ends, this video won't age like milk. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.